Morning. Today is the 29th of August and we're here at the Knebworth Classic Motor Show. We will go into the proper show itself in a bit, but what have I just parked next to? It's a 2000 Rover 75 2-litre V6 in dark green with a beige leather interior. That is rather nice, viewers, and seems the owner has got himself a little hat to go with the type of car that he has. I don't know if this is a connoisseur or not. It looks like it might be. This is a pre-project drive car. It's not a Cowley car because the cells are actually green rather than black, but that's a nice thing to see when we start off, isn't it? No rust anywhere either. Right, let's go towards the house, shall we? This looks like a final edition MGB. I think they called it the LE. It was definitely this colour. I don't know if those seats are original though, but it's pretty good Oxford plates, so could have been registered by MG themselves. I mean, with that area, it also covered Abingdon where these were made. Interesting. Oh, viewers, I can't even get out of the car park and I keep finding stuff. Look at this M registration Jaguar XJS, dark green with a beige leather interior and wood. Wonder what engines I got in it. Doesn't say. Maybe the 4-litre or something, but yes, I don't mind if I do. I better get out of here now. Otherwise I'll be here forever. Knebworth House itself has been in a huge number of films and television programmes over the years. We've got a film called Anastasia from 1956, an episode of The Danger Man from 1959 called The Sanctuary, an episode of The Champions called The Night People that was filmed in 1967, an episode of The Avengers called Invasion of the Earthmen, also filmed in 1967, Decline and Fall of the Bird Watcher from 1968, an episode of Random Hop Get Deceased called Someone Just Walked Over My Grave from 1969, Carry On Henry from 1970, the opening credits of The Persuaders from 1971, an episode of The Adventurer, which I don't recommend you watch, called Action from 1972, Horror Hospital 1973, Keep It Up Downstairs 1976, The Big Sleep, that's one of the major things filmed here really, Robert Mitchum 1978, Great Muppet Caper 1981, Sir Henry at Rawlinson End 1980, The Shooting Party 1985, Haunted Honeymoon 1986, Porterhouse Blue 1987, The Lair of a White Worm 1988, Batman 1989, A Bit of Fry and Laurie episode 6 of series 4 1995, The Canterville Ghost 1996, Jane Eyre from 1997, Sacred Flesh from 1999. It was used in promotional material for Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone, Agent Cody Banks 2 Destination London from 2004, Foyle's War, episode 2 of series 3, St Trinian's 2, The Legend of Britain's Gold, Jonathan Creek in 2008, The King's Speech from 2010, Agatha Christie's Marple in 2010, episode 3 of series 1, The Hour from 2011, The Scapegoat from 2012, episode 1 of series 15 Midsummer Murders, a film called The Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, weird, The Nevers, I've never heard of that, and Meerkat Music presents Little Mix Uncancelled. That's a lot of stuff, viewers, and I think we better get in the show now. This is part 7 of the Slightly Shambolic Shuffle. I do apologise for all the incorrect information in advance, the wind noise, the interruptions by announcements and music, and general incompetence if I fall over. I'm afraid that's just the way that it goes on this channel. Lloyd Video Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Well, straight away I'm glad that Ooh, nice KSS. I'm glad we came back today, viewers. Obviously we filmed 6 parts yesterday, but there are completely different cars here today. Some of the ones that are here today will be the same, but there are a lot that weren't here. So no doubt we'll have plenty of entertainment and fun today as well. Part 7 to, I don't know, possibly up to part 12. It could be even more, I don't know. This I think is a 71 or 72 Buick Riviera. Very distinctive at the back. I mean, look at just that piece of glass at a rear window. That must have cost an awful lot to make, and also this bumper. So here we go, 1974 Dodge Monaco Bluesmobile. If I'm right, this is the one that Mr. Richardson for Furious Driving actually drove on his channel quite recently. They used a lot of these in the film. I think it was about 12 or something. But here we go. We had film and television cars yesterday, and here's another one for you. I definitely wasn't here yesterday. Next, we've got some more American stuff here. 1964 Ford Galaxy 500. I'm the second owner. Wow. The only one in the UK. That is very, very, very blue. So hopefully I don't trip over anything when I come around here. It's always better to trip over things. Ooh, a Mustang. First of enormous amount of them probably that are going to be here. This looks to me like a 65. It's on a C, so that's probably right. Could be wrong though. Sometimes they just slap any old registration on cars that are imported, so we'll be a bit careful. But this time it's right. That is a 1965. I think this is a Force Motors Rally Fighter, from what I remember. I can't remember the basis of one of these, but my gosh, they look like old Honda door handles. Someone knows about these more than me, then please do say in the comment section below. I can't remember anything about these. This looks like some kind of got a Cobra. It's very, very, very battered. I mean, this could be just a replica one, but wow, you don't normally see them like that. Replica GT40. I don't know what the name of this particular kit is. Another 1965 Ford Mustang. Again, it's a fastback GT350, it says on it. Whether that's a real GT350, I don't actually know. It's a tribute to the one featured in the Bucket List film from 2007. Another 1959 Cadillac. We saw one of these actually yesterday. I forget the name of the sort of Cadillac model, but most people just refer to it as a 59 Cadillac. The most outrageous tail fins ever seen on any car ever. And of course this one's pink because of course it is. Wow. Now some stuff that we saw yesterday, I think. Unless this is another full Crown Victoria taxi. I think the one that I saw yesterday was a bit later than this. This is a 56 plate, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a 56 model year or anything. Obviously, motion picture motors, you can hire it for your film. Chevy Camaro here. I think this is a 68 or 69. It was very, very loud yesterday when we did the decibel competition. Up to 67. Yes, exactly. When American cars used to come over here, they used to slap all kinds of funny plates on them, so that plate's actually a little bit wrong for the age of the car. So this is 1958 Buick. The Silver Lady. And there is the Silver Lady. It's looking like one of those silhouettes off the Maurice Binder James Bond title sequence. Huge, isn't it? Oh, and a replica bullet car. The JJZ 109 registration is legally registered on this car. Gosh, how many of these sort of film and television cars would be? There is mannequin of Mr. Steve McQueen there. That's a bit creepy. But there we go. For some reason he's sitting on the right hand side. Presumably it means that someone else can drive it. Saw them yesterday. Here's one of this screen used Reliant Regal Supervan 3s from Only Fools and Horses. I'm going to have to keep talking over this music again, aren't I? That's a bit annoying, never mind. Mr. Rowan Atkin didn't seem to be here today. He was here yesterday, or rather his stunt double was here yesterday. Now this isn't an original screen used Mini, because that plate is incorrect. Unless they actually changed the plate. That's a 71 plate. And actually that steering wheel is off a Mini from the 1980s, so goodness knows what this is. Original registration, I think, at the time this is invoking was SLW287R, but they did use several of these. And here are some replica Teddys as well. Some police cars here, all of them are quite modern. Gosh, it's a 2011 at Crown Victoria. These are even more modern. Right, I think we better go with their viewers and get into the sort of main show. The first thing that we've come across in this section is this Renault 15. We saw it yesterday, 7273 registration, but incredibly rare car. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before in real life. Incredible sort of survivor car. The 17s, which were, I think, a more powerful version of this, had a different side treatment with a different rear window. This has a sort of long rear window. The 17s had a much shorter one with a more pronounced C-pillar. Rally replica Subaru Impreza WRX STI. Now at the time these were just called the Impreza Turbo 2000 in this country. It looks though like this is actually a UK car, but just sort of dressed up a little bit, I don't know. Answer the comment section below. Very late one, 1990 to 2000 plate. 1998 to 1999 BMW, I think these are called the M Roadster. Or Z3M, I forget now. But I've driven a 3 litre Z3 that was actually on the channel earlier. It belonged to James Martin for JM on Cars. That was a lot of fun actually. Ooh. Excellent. Very nice old Sunbeam here. I think this is a somebody told but 90, but I could be totally wrong. Around sort of 1955 or so, judging by that sort of replica tax test that's in it. Oh, an NCMX5. Is this the Sport Black edition? Maybe a little bit late for that. I've driven a Sport Black NCMX5. I drove it on the channel last year. This is the VRC model as well. It's got the sort of metal roof that's waiting to go up. That's a very useful thing to have. It's quite a late one on a 14 plate. Another Mustang on an F, so 67, 68, although I could be completely wrong about that, as I often am about American cars. One thing you can say about the Mustangs that are here, they're all in really, really nice condition. 72, 73 TR6 with a sort of it's a bit darker than biscuit actually. I don't know what colour that is actually. I'm going to see quite a few of those today, I think. In fact, there's one right there. Triumph TR5 with the lovely Lucas mechanical fuel injection, which sometimes didn't work very well. Another RAF registration, so 67, 68. Another TR6, bit of a later one, 74, 75. And this very, very lovely sort of yellow colour. Another TR5 of the same era on an F, again with the mechanical fuel injection. The American ones were TR250s and they had carburetors. 75, 76 TR6. Again, 3 yellow cars and 3 different shades of yellow. That's quite extraordinary. Another TR5 on a G. So 68, 69. I think the earliest TR6s came out around April 69. On an M, so 72, 73. It's amazing. It was a completely different selection of cars here today. Another F registration TR5. This time with, I think that's a beige leather interior, viewers. Was it a biscuit one? Answer in the comments section below. I'm going to restrain my excitement for a bit whilst you decide what colour that is. This looks like a TR3 or TR3A. Yeah, it's a TR3. And this will be a TR4A, I believe, this one. And this is a TR4. I think the TR4As have the independent rear suspension from what I remember. That's right, and it's proudly certified on the back. So 2768, that's a bit older, say 62, 63. Beetle convertible, I don't know what year that is. Oh wow, now that is rather nice. 1983 Renault 5 GTL with no rust. My gosh, apparently it's not been restored. Standard car with no radio or passenger mirror, so 5-speed gearbox but no radio or passenger mirror. And this is the GTL, it's supposed to be the fancy one. Goodness knows what the lower models were like if that's the fancy one. 1990 Porsche 944 Turbo. I think those are the turbo wheels, viewers, unless I'm wrong, which I frequently am. Interesting. Here's this Dolomite Sprint from yesterday. So I don't think we saw the back of it, but viewers, let's have another look at this beige leather interior with wood. Certainly if I had a Dolomite Sprint, I might be tempted to make the interior like that. That is rather nice. It's quite an early one actually. 73, 74. Looks like it's Reliant Scimitar here. It's very nice alloy wheels on this. So Rover 110, one of the later versions of the P4. Obviously when we were at Roverfest earlier this month, we saw tons and tons and tons of these. I think about 100 P4s. Like that smell is really familiar to me as well. That's delicious smell of the leather and the wood inside. Be about I think 1962 they started, and then they started in 64. Oh, it's a 64. What actually kind of happens with these number plates is that not all local authorities adopted the suffix letters immediately. So you see cars like this from 1964, still on its original plate, but not with a B. It should say something like JOU677B, but it doesn't. That wasn't a universal thing. MGTD be about 1950, something like that. Ooh, that's something that a lot of you will get quite excited about. 1976 to 77 Ford Escort RS 2000 on an R, which is the same registration letter as the one used in the professional, which was a white car. Now it carried a T plate for filming, but the original registration was an R on that. And like that car, it's got a sunroof, although that's a different sunroof from this one. Look at that immaculate interior. Very, very nice looking engine bay. That is rather tasty. One of these modern Mustangs. We're not going to focus too much on most today because I've got a lot of stuff to get round, and maybe a little bit too new to be here. 72, 73 Jensen Interceptor 3. Oh, someone's even left the window open so we can have a look at the beige leather interior. Very, very nice. Oh, look at this. Honda Legend 9192 registration. That is amazing. I'm not sure though that's the original colour. Obviously a rival to the Rover 800 Coupe. The 800 never really got a second generation. It got a very heavy facelift in about 91, 92, but it didn't actually get the entirely new generation like the Legend did. It's a 3.2 V6. That is very special, viewers. I think we've seen this before. We've seen this actually at the Hopping Up social event at Brooklyn exactly a year ago. It's a 19, I think this is a 78 or 79 Citroen GS. It's a Basalt. It's the last Basalt edition remaining in this country. Portsmouth plate for some reason. So this Ford Mustang Mach 1 is on a V plate, but there's no way that that's a 79 to 80 car. It's to do with this sort of import thing that happened for years, where they just used to slap whatever the year's registration plate was on the car that just came into the country. So it's a 73, sort of Diamonds Are Forever era, but a little bit later than that. And an awful lot going on under there as well. Ooh, another Buick Riviera. Ooh, this one's even more to my taste. This is a dark green with, I think it's a cream interior actually, rather than a beige one. But look at that greenness. You even got some fake wood going on. That is pretty special. Something that's also very special is this 1979 to 1980 Renault 4 GTL. I'm getting sort of romantic with stone vibes off this. And look at that little umbrella handbrake and the gear lever that comes out of the dash. Someone seems to be interested in sort of Catholic iconography with this. There's loads of sort of that kind of stuff on this car for some reason. Hillman Minx, an Audax Minx. This would be one of the early ones. I think they came out in 1957. I don't know if that is actually sort of close to that. It might be a little bit later, but typical sort of 50s, especially with a sort of visor in front of the windscreen. That BMW and this Aston are a little bit new, perhaps. What on earth is this? Some kind of specially built thing. Sort of the beach buggy taken to the ultimate extreme. Nissan 370Z. Ooh, MGX Power SV. I wonder if this is an SVR. That's just a normal SV. There aren't very many of these around. I think there are less than 100 in total, all types. I did a walk around of one of these back last year, which is a very rare SVR automatic. And yes, those I think those are real lights of a Fiat Coupe. Excellent. Another Sierra RS Cosmo 500. I think these were only made in 1987. Very appropriate plate. Number 433. Yes, there we go. Very valuable car these days. It's funny, they kept these in production with the pre-faced front end even after the facelifted Sierras came out. Another fast forward from back in the day, 1994 to 1995 Ford Fiesta Mark III RS 1800. It's quite late for one of these. It's got these sort of later mirrors that are off the Mark 1 Mondeo. Ooh. 1992 to 1993 Vauxhall Senator 3 litre 24 valve CD, viewers, and a beige leather interior with wood in dark blue. Yes please, viewers, that's exactly the sort of thing that we like very, very much. And that might even actually be a Vauxhall fleet registration. This is NM is Luton. Very nice. Austin A40 Farina rally car, 1966, and it's not the Countryman, that's just the standard one. Ooh, a Sunbeam Rapier. Very nice, viewers. 71, 72 plate. I think that's probably vinyl rather than a leather interior, unless I'm wrong. There's a little friend in there who's fallen asleep. That is most agreeable of viewers. That's very nice indeed. Vectress CVXR. I think that's sort of a facelifted one. Or a middle bridge scimitar. This is the type that were made as continuation cars long after they stopped making these. This is from 1990. So yeah, they kept them going for a long time. I think this is called a Fox Body Mustang. It's about 1990, something like that. Not a real expert on these, to be honest with you. It's like many of the stuff that's here today, particularly American stuff I haven't got a clue about. Well, this was here yesterday, 1973 to 74, MGB GT V8, with some very nice wheels on it. It looks similar to the Reliant Scimitar wheels we saw in the car of that era before as well. 1963 Ford Consul Capri. These are pretty rare. They had terrible rust problems when they were new. Absolutely awful. But this one is a survivor. It's kind of based around the same platform as the Ford Classic. Both really suffer from the fact that the styling actually dated very quickly, and they were very expensive cars to make. So when the Cortina came out and then the Corsair, they were sort of rendered largely redundant, which is a bit of a shame because they're very handsome by contemporary eyes, even if they were a bit dated when they came out in 1961. Triumph Vitesse, it's a 2 litre. Original purchase invoice here from 1970. Quite a late one. I think they finished production the next year actually. A lot of cars died in 1971 in British Leyland, including Morris Minor, of course. Ooh, a Lotus Elite. The Lotus factory at the time when this was made, this would be from the late 1950s, was just down the road in Cheshunt, not very far from here actually. And there's that Coventry Climax engine. It doesn't actually. Oh, it's 61. Okay, so it's a little bit off. It's a very handsome car. Fiberglass, of course. It's funny seeing one of these here and thinking of it as a classic, but it's a 2000. I mean, this car's 22 years old. Honestly, these SGs are going to become, particularly in this sort of condition, they will start disappearing quite quickly. Mini here, it looks a little bit like a Cooper. They did make Coopers this late, but it's possible this is just normal 850, which it is. 1971 to 72 registration. I'm going to have to keep talking because that music is getting very loud, viewers. I think actually what we'll do is have a look at this Cortina, Mark IV Cortina, probably a 2 litre S, not a 2.3 S. Wow, that's a rare one. 77, 78 registration. So that's very nice. We'll come back a little bit longer, and we will actually take a break whilst this song plays. Thank you very much indeed for watching part 7 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the Knebworth Classic Motor Show. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we will come back and cover the rest when things are a little bit quieter.